Simon and Schuster Audio presents Punished, a novel by Ann-Helén Laestadius. Translated from the Swedish by Rachel Wilson Broyles. Read by Jade Wheeler.
Prologue. She had taken off her shoes and was padding along the chilly floor of the hallway in socks. Anna had been given just a few minutes to gather her belongings, to leave, but without a chance to say goodbye to the children. If she'd known what was going to happen, she would have gathered several of them into her arms one last time, instead of simply waving as they boarded the bus, eager to go home for Christmas break to families they hadn't seen in months. The dormitories were empty and the beds stripped of their sheets, many of the mattresses stained. Sometimes the children wet the bed, and they weren't always brave enough to confess. The maids had returned after a few days off to scour the place before the next term. Anna had been meant to help, but she wasn't one of them anymore. She slowly approached Else-Maj's bed next to the wall and picked up the pillow to press her nose against the soft fabric. She imagined that it still held the little girl's scent. Suddenly finding it hard to stand, she sank onto the bed. 6 girls stayed in each dormitory, and they were all tiny when they first arrived, but Else-Maj had been so small that Anna thought something must be wrong. Could that short, skinny little girl really be 7 years old? Now she was 11, one of the older children, but she still hardly filled up her bed. Anne-Risten had the bed next to Else-Maj, close to the window. She didn't like the draft there. She was a beautiful child, all the maids agreed. They had talked about how they would have to keep an extra eye on her in the future, but right now she was only 8. Still, there were boys who couldn't behave. Nilsa was the worst of them. He was trouble, that boy. The same age as Else-Maj, but already grown big and sly besides. When the door across the hallway opened, Anna leaped to her feet and pressed herself to the wall in the narrow gap between the beds. She didn't want to face Housemother again. The radio sounded from Housemother's quarters, and then her quick footsteps tapped down the stairs. Anna ran her fingers along the headboards, whispering goodbye to the children.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?